Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Go High Level CRM and whether or not it's the new best real estate CRM or a gigantic waste of time and money. Now, for those of you that don't know, my name is Tommy Muchler, aka The Lazy Agent, and I have been using Go High Level as my CRM inside of my real estate business and my Lazy Agent business for almost an entire year now. And as a result, I got a lot of good things to share with you, a lot of bad things to share with you, and unfortunately, a few ugly things that we probably need to talk about if you're considering using Go High Level inside of your real estate business. But with that said, let's go ahead and jump into the Go High Level CRM, particularly my version of Go High Level, and take a look at all the good things, and then we'll kind of jump into the bad and the ugly later down the road. Now, here we are on the dashboard. Now, if you were to sign up for Go High Level, they do have like a 14-day free trial. I do have a 30-day free trial link in the description if you want to try that out instead. Get a few extra days to try it out. This is going to look a little bit different, and that is because Go High Level is designed to be incredibly customizable. You might see a couple of different buttons in some different places. I'll go over all the details. First up is we have our dashboard. Now, the dashboard is highly customizable. You can edit every single little thing about it. You can add like new like widgets and tools and all sorts of like things like customize your data. It's actually really, really cool. I'm not going to get too into the weeds on the dashboard, but I really like this dashboard tool inside of Go High Level just because of how customizable it is. Now, everything inside of Go High Level is super customizable. That is like a big pro for someone like me. Next up is we have the conversations panel. Now, the conversations panel or page inside of Go High Level is really, really cool. And the reason it's so cool is because it hosts all of your conversations across all of your leads and across any channel. So for example, we have this timeline right here with all this different information and conversations going on. This is of course a dummy lead that we have in here. But the cool thing about this is I can see my entire contacts history over email, over text messages, over WhatsApp. As you can see the WhatsApp here, you can like swap between the different channels, but also Facebook and Instagram messaging, as well as website chat and Google business profiles. So just being able to see all conversations, take a look at everything that's going on in my business. Of course, you can organize it by read and unread and most recent and starred conversations, and you can like organize everything however you want. Like it's super, super customizable. It's just a great way to just see everything that's going on inside of your business. So obviously I got everything blurred out because the YouTube gods don't like me sharing personal information. But as you can see here, we got all the information you need to see. The conversations timeline too. It's kind of like a Facebook timeline almost, where it's updating you with different events. So Go High Level, of course, has pipeline stages similar to like Chime and Lofty and some of these other platforms that have like pipeline stages. And you can see like, hey, they were updated into the new pipeline. They were moved from the new stage to the hot stage. You can see that an appointment was booked. The customer doesn't get these notifications. Like they don't see this. This is just you for your own internal records. But it's a really cool way to kind of see what's going on with your lead. Now, this is a conversation between a contact and the AI. So Go High Level does have their own internal AI built in. I don't use the AI that comes with Go High Level. It's pretty good. It's definitely the best AI built into any CRM that I've ever seen. However, I don't think it's as customizable as I would like it to do. Because for me, like I automate everything. Like I automate my business to such an insane degree that I just need a little bit more flexibility and customization. They're both ChatGPT powered AIs. However, I use another program, OpenAI, that I've externally plugged in. It's really complicated. I'm not going to talk about it. Where I have my own AI that books appointments directly to my calendar. So I have a calendar built into Go High Level. However, Go High Level also has their own AI that you can find inside of the settings area. Now it's also multi-channel, so it's going to work over like Facebook, Instagram, Google Business, text message, and chat widget. It doesn't work over email, so the AI I have works over email, which is really important to me. It has a few customization options, and of course you can train it, so like you can train it to ask certain questions, respond in a certain way, things like that. You can, of course, have it book appointments directly to your calendar. However, it is kind of limited. So if you're just looking for a simple AI that's probably the best AI out there, it's definitely better than like Structurally's AI or Chime or Lofty's AI. Real Geeks has an AI. Like it's definitely better than all those AIs. Like this is a much better AI that's going to do a really good job of converting and following up and nurturing your leads. It's just not the best one. Now, next up is we have the calendar tool inside of Go High Level. Now, this looks pretty lame and boring. You're like, okay, a calendar, like who cares? This is probably one of the best tools because, in my opinion, the most important part of being a realtor is getting people to book appointments. And the way Go High Level works is it's very similar to Calendly and some of these tools like that. So if you're using Calendly, this totally replaces it because it's designed specifically around booking as many appointments as possible. For example, if I were to come into the settings area, you see I got a couple different calendar links that I built in here. And if you were just to click on one of these, it basically pulls up like its own like Calendly page. So like people could book appointments if they want to. This is really great. Like this is a tool like I started using a lot more later in my real estate business. And it's so powerful and so simple at just getting appointments booked. Like it's super simple. Like it works really well. You can like change all the questions. Like you can ask different questions in here if you want. You can come back and edit it however you want. Like there's so much you can like do with these calendars. It completely replaces Calendly. Like you can customize everything, the availability. You can connect it to other calendars. So it'll always make sure you're always available. So that way if you have like a meeting on a calendar, it's not going to like double book you. And yes, both AIs, whether it's Zappy Chat, the AI that I use, or Go High Level's AI that they have built in, all these AIs will check the calendar for conflicting times and will only book an appointment if you have a time slot available. So calendar's really important. Next up is we got the contacts page. Nothing fancy, nothing special about this other than it does everything you need it to. You have every single search feature in here. Like you could search for anything. Like look at all these like fields, right? You can make custom smart lists. So like these are like my different like call lists. You don't have to, I don't actually call people, but like if I were like these are the people I call on Thursday, these are the people I call on Monday, you know. You can create different custom lists to do different things. Now on here inside the contacts page, this is going to look very different than the contacts page that you would get inside your own Go High Level. And that's just because I've customized so much of it. Go High Level makes it relatively easy to customize a lot of the stuff in here. For example, I added my own custom AI on and off switch, or off for 24 hours, or just off in general. I've added my own pipeline organizer tool in here. While Go High Level does have a pipeline built in, you can't like change the stages. So like this, like I added a button in here. So like when I want to, I can say like, hey, move this lead to the hot stage and change the buyer lead type to an out of area buyer, right? Things like that. You don't have to do this. This is just some customized things that I did. Of course, I'd hit save when I'm done. And this is under like the contacts field. We have secondary contact, general contact, buyer info, seller info, additional stuff, some AI tools in here that you don't really need to worry about. Again, it's all customized stuff. Tags, automations. Automations are really cool. We'll dive deep into automations here in a little bit. But you can absolutely customize this however you want. You can reorder these. You can collect different information. So it's very customizable to however you want it to be. Of course, we can send any messages we want. We can schedule them out. So if you want to pre-write a text message and schedule it out for a certain day at a certain time, you can click send schedule, and it's going to schedule this out for a different time. There's a dialer built in. So if you want, you can dial people through the CRM, which I accidentally hit called. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that off because I don't want to make a phone call right now on accident. You got your activity timeline, so you can see like all the different activity that's going on. You got any tasks that you do. So if you have like tasks and things like that, you can check them right here. You got your notes, you got your appointments, and you got documents. Like we'll talk about this later or here in a little bit, but Go High Level has their own DocuSign. It's basically DocuSign built into the CRM. So it's really easy to build your own transaction management software in here, send out contracts, get them signed, and you can do it all automated. So like for me, like I get all my buyer agency agreements and listing agreements signed automatically through some videos and expectations that I properly set with my clients. And then I just send them buyer agency agreements automatically that autofill with all their personal information It's really, really cool. So we'll talk about that in a little bit here. And there's also a payments option. So if you want, you can actually collect payments from people. This is really good if you charge retainer fees. I'm actually a big fan of it. It's not something I've really done a lot in my business, but I like the idea of charging, especially like buyer agents, a retainer fee. I know that probably turns a lot of you off. I don't really care. More money for me and my team, but I think retainer fees are a great idea to charge buyers, especially with the new NAR ruling. Or if you have maybe if you have a listing that canceled on you and you want to collect money because you paid for staging and marketing and stuff, you can send those clients an invoice and collect payments from them. Next up is we have our pipelines tool. Now on your version of Go High Level, this is actually going to say opportunities, not pipelines. And that's just because I just changed the name because I wanted to customize it to make a little bit more sense. Opportunities is kind of I guess it's a word you can use because Go High Level is not built for real estate agents. It's actually just built for businesses in general and agencies. However, I've turned it and modified it into a powerful real estate CRM, which I know a lot of realtors are doing because it is very powerful and unique. So personally, I just went in here and I just changed some of the wording, like opportunities, to the word pipeline. So if you were to click on this in your CRM, it's going to say opportunities, but in mine, it says pipelines because I like pipelines. Now, the cool thing about pipelines is you can create multiple pipelines. So I have one just for buyer sellers, and I have a transaction pipeline built in here. But this is the pipeline that I created, and this is how I organize my leads. Now, pipelines are important in my opinion because you use them to organize your leads. For example, everyone has new leads coming in. When a new lead comes in, they need to go to the new lead pipeline stage. Now, the goal of all new leads that come in, and basically all these different pipeline stages right here, the only goal I have is to book an appointment. So I don't care about anything else other than getting that appointment booked. Because once I get that appointment booked, they then become an active client where I then get them under contract and then we close on a house. And pipelines are how I keep all of this organized for whether I'm sending out different automations or just want to keep my leads organized. Because I think because the reality is staying organized inside your CRM is going to set you up for success, help you close a lot more deals, and just automate a ton more and bring a lot of peace of mind to you and your business. Next up is we have our contracts tab here. Now this says contracts in my CRM but in yours, it's going to say payments. So in Go High Level, this is actually the payments tab. I renamed it to contracts because this is where my documents and contracts are at. For example, I can send a customer an invoice for services, real estate services, I do most of my contracts here. So for example, I can upload a buyer agency agreement. Let's just say I uploaded this one for example's sake. As you can see, I have my buyer brokerage service agreement in here. I can add for the text fields, I can have text fields in here. I can add custom variables. So if I want it to, I can have it autofill with a contact's name. So I could just have it autofill with their name or address or anything like that. Obviously, I could just write up my own name or whatever I want. We have our initial boxes when you need to do initials. And then, of course, we could do signatures and a bunch of other tools that you can see in there. Again, you can just send these templates out one at a time, or you can use automations, which we'll talk about here in just a moment, and automatically send out these contracts however you want. So really cool signature tool in here. Great way just to keep everything organized, keep everything in one place. That's one thing I really like about Go High Level. Even though it doesn't quite have every single tool that I need, it has most of them, literally 90% of the tools that I need are in here. So it allows me to keep everything in one place instead of having 30 different programs all daisy chained together using Zapier. Next up, we have our marketing tab. Marketing is basically where you do all of your marketing stuff. We have our social media, so we can do all of our social media posts in here. So you can create new posts, you can create RSS feed posts, you can create social media content using AI because obviously ChatGPT is built into the CRM. Why not, right? But we can create new posts, you can create stories, you can create reels, you can create TikToks, YouTube Shorts, all that stuff is coming into here. But yeah, you can send out TikToks, Facebook groups, Facebook pages, Instagram pages, stories, everything, anything you can think of. You can even follow up with a first comment if you want. So you can have a comment go out underneath your social media post. So if you're using a program like Hootsuite or one of these other social media posting platforms, you can just use this instead, which is pretty cool in my opinion. A great way to come in here and just create a ton of social media content, schedule it all out, maybe come in here one day and just upload a ton in here and schedule them all out. You can even have like a VA come in here if you want, create all your social media posts, and they can like send them to you for approval. So they would have to like, so that way someone else is creating them and then you just check to make sure it actually looks good. We also have email marketing. So this is a really powerful email marketing tool. We got templates, we got campaigns. I'm just going to go ahead and create a fake campaign for you really quick. Basically, you can come in here, you can create a new campaign, either grab a template. I'll just grab a newsletter one. We'll do the newsletter. Why not, right? This is actually a newsletter template. I just realized I'm in the wrong account. A newsletter for people that use my version of Go High Level, because I have my own version of Go High Level, not to make things confusing, but this is the wrong email newsletter template. That's okay. We'll roll with it, guys. But we have this drag and drop email builder, so you can put like videos, pictures, footers, codes, logos. You can edit anything you want, put custom buttons in here, all sorts of things. Then you can hit schedule and send it out. So if you're using like MailChimp, Constant Contact, MailerLite, or any of these email platforms, like this completely replaces those softwares. Like this is a really powerful email builder. I was using MailChimp. I was using MailerLite up until I started using this, because this is just so much better and it comes with Go High Level for free. And it's great because then I'm not paying $50 a month to MailChimp or MailerLite for an email service when I could just use this for free inside of Go High Level. We also got pre-written email and text message templates that you can create. So if you just want to have templates for texting and email that you're always sending out, this is where you'd create them. Pretty standard, nothing special there. Trigger links are really cool. Trigger links are basically, if someone were to click on a link, it can start an automation. It could do so many different things. We'll talk about trigger links and how they work in our automations tab here in a minute. But overall, now let's go ahead and jump into automations. Automations are the lifeblood of Go High Level. Go High Level would be absolutely worthless, in my opinion, without automations. Automations are everything that you use to run your business. Think it's kind of like Zapier or Smart Plans or Smart Flows or drip campaigns and a ton of other stuff all in one. So for example, under like new lead follow-up, of course, you can have a simple drip campaign where when a new lead registers on your website, we're going to send them a welcome text like, hey, welcome to our home search platform. Then we'll send them another text message. By the way, I'm Tommy Muchler, the realtor. Do you want to see any homes? We can then send them a ringless voicemail followed by some emails and things like that. Like you can do all these different things in here. Like I got a few extra steps. I make mine really complicated because I automate a crap ton, but like it's just this simple flow where I'm sending out text messages, emails, voicemails, things like that. Now, the way these work, just so you know, is they work off of a trigger system. So these can trigger based off of a certain behavior. Now my head's in the way, so let's move it over there. But we have different trigger options. It could be a birthday reminder. It could be a contact was created. It could be a contact changed. A note was added. It could be an inbound call. It could be an outbound call. It could be an email event, like they opened an email bounced. It could be when a customer replies. So if a customer sends you a message, it can start an automation. It could be a Facebook message. It could be a Facebook comment, an Instagram comment. They could watch a certain percentage of a video. So maybe you're emailing people a video and they only watch like 10%, or maybe they watch 100%. You want to follow up with them with different types of automations. So triggers basically start an automation, and a trigger can be like a ton of different things. Like, I mean, literally anything. Like, look, you can comment on a Facebook post is a trigger, right? And you could do almost anything you can think of. There's just a ton in here. And then from there, you have actions. So actions are like all these texts and emails and things like that. But actions could be so much more, right? An action could also be adding your own notes, changing engagement scores, sending emails, sending text messages, sending Slack. I don't know, maybe you're on a team and you're using Slack. You could do call connect. So the CRM will call you, get you on the phone, then it will dial the lead and it will connect you all together. Voicemails, Facebook messages, Instagram messages. It can respond to Facebook and Instagram comments. So you can actually reply to comments using Go High Level. Like that's huge. Like that's very powerful stuff, especially if you have like a big following and you can't manage them all, right? And in case you're wondering, like you can use like AI to like respond to those comments. We'll talk about that in a minute. But like Google Business, like anything, you could do webhooks. If you know what webhooks are, like that's really powerful. You have a ton of automations. You could do like math operations and set different events and drip modes and split tests. Like split tests are huge. Like you want to be doing A/B tests to see like which emails are getting higher open rates. Like personally, like my emails get between 63 and 75% open rates because I'm always testing and optimizing and seeing which email headline tools work better. And we have like this split tool in here where you can just test out different variations and to see like which one works best. And then there's just a ton more in here. Like there's just so many things you can do. There's not everything's going to be relevant, right? Like obviously, like we have like Facebook ad conversion. If you're doing like Facebook ads or Google ads, Go High Level obviously has like a course feature. Like you're not going to be using some of these things like the affiliate manager and the courses. You're not going to be using stuff like that. But there is a ton in here. Sending documents, right? You could send documents, right? But there's a ton in here that you can use for your real estate business. This one's one of my favorites, like ChatGPT powered. Is an action. It's ChatGPT. It's in here. You can tell ChatGPT to do something and it can automate whatever you want. For example, I'm going to back up and show you something I use. I have this lead monitoring bot that I built in here. This workflow looks a little crazy, I know. But the way it works is a lead comes into this workflow and I have ChatGPT that monitors the entire conversation that I'm having with a contact. So it monitors a 24-hour period of a conversation. So it's just once every 24 hours, it's going to monitor an entire conversation. This is like a custom prompt I built to tell ChatGPT what to do. And then based off of the conversation, it's going to organize the lead for me inside of our pipeline. So it's going to determine, hey, is this a nurture lead? Is it a cold lead? Is it a warm lead? Is it a hot lead? Do they have a realtor? You know, do we need to unsubscribe them because maybe they told us to like leave us alone or whatever, like things like that. Like this automation, I know it looks intense and it kind of is in some ways, right? But like this saves me so much time. Like I'm always forgetting to like organize my leads and like move them through the different like pipeline stages. Like I'm always forgetting to like update like my hot leads to cold leads and my cold leads to hot leads or appointments booked. The AI just monitors the conversation and does it for me, which is even more powerful considering now that we're using AI to actually converse with all of our leads. So not only do I have an AI built in here that's conversing with my leads, getting those appointments booked. When they're not ready, it's also organizing them inside my pipeline for long-term follow-up. So to summarize, the automations inside of Go High Level are unmatched. There's a lot of great CRMs out there, but no one can top automations like Go High Level, in my opinion. There's just so much you can automate. There's so much you can do. Like it is mind-boggling. Now that said, it comes at a cost that it is a little bit more confusing. The automations inside of Go High Level, they're actually really easy to use. It's just because there's so much to do. It's really easy to like trigger an automation and not realize that it has an effect on a different automation. And then you'll have to go in and tweak the system a little bit because it will like accidentally send out like 2 text messages or add tags or do things that you don't expect it to do just because it can do so much. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. It just takes a little bit of trial and error. But compared to some other CRMs that are super, super simple and don't really let you customize or automate that much, you're less likely to make a mistake just because you are so much more limited in a lot of other real estate CRMs. So the customization, I'm going to put it at a level 10, and that as for like ease of use, setting it up and glitches, not glitches, but just you making contradicting automations, I'm going to put it like at an 8 out of 10. So regarding like ease of use, but 10 out of 10, the automations inside of Go High Level are unmatched. They are the best. They are amazing, and you could do almost anything that you can think of. Next up is the websites tool. Now, this is going to show up as sites on yours again because I wanted to rename it. So on yours, it's going to show up as sites, but I renamed mine to websites. First up is we have funnels. Now, funnels, for those of you that don't know, they're basically advanced landing pages. And they are the most important thing as far as I'm concerned regarding a website because you need leads, right? And the way you get leads is through a funnel. Think of funnels kind of as almost more so, instead of like a landing page, it's kind of like a little mini website. For example, here's something like I like to call a home goals funnel. This is a funnel that I would use for like generating real estate leads off of like a YouTube channel. So like there's like several different steps here that you may have noticed. Like there's like my buyer booking page, my intake form page, my success page, my home goals, and my listing resume page. For example, I would stick this funnel at the end of all my YouTube videos where we're like, hey, you need help buying or selling a house? Book a call with me. Obviously, we have our calendar tool right here. They can select a day. They can select a time. They can fill out all their information. They can hit then schedule a meeting, which then takes them to a survey page where I like say, hey, watch this video. It's a video of me, yours truly, right? Where I then set some proper expectations with them, on what to expect next. And I have them fill out this quick intake form so I can learn more about their home buying goals. Now, this intake form is dynamic. I built it that way. So if they're a buyer or a seller, it's going to ask them different questions. And then they could tell me more about their home buying journey and what they're looking for and all that stuff. Go through all the questions. Yes, no, blah, blah, blah. No, answer all the questions. And then when they're done, it's going to take them to this next page, which is awesome. We're all set. Look forward to meeting you, blah, blah, blah. Here's some additional resources, like here's our home buyer guide, and here's our savvy seller marketing system. And this savvy home seller marketing system is just information on our home selling process. There's some videos, like all this, just kind of educating them on what we do. And things like that. So it's a whole listing system that we have built in here, or buyer system. Again, that's kind of funnels. The goal of the funnel is to gather leads informations and get the appointment booked. This could also be true for like home value funnels or even like open houses. So like even like an open house is a funnel here. For example, I would just open up this funnel website page at any home I'm doing an open house at, and they could just fill out this information. And based off of the different questions they answer right here, I have different automation that will send out for them. For example, here, if they say they're looking for a home, I know they're a home buyer. However, if they say they're a curious neighbor, I know that they're a home seller, right? And I'm going to have different automations trigger for them based off of how they fill out this form. And to show you real quick how the editing works, and the same thing is true for like websites, right? Like there's a really easy drag and drop editor in here. Like you can edit anything you want in here. Like there's this add elements page. You can add videos, buttons, forms. It's all like drag and drop, super easy editor that you can just drag and drop wherever you want. Edit all the things. Basically anything's editable. It's super easy to use. Websites are the exact same thing, similar to funnels, except it's a website instead of a funnel. Here's a demo version of the website that I built. It's like, hey, let's find your dream home. Search for homes. What's my home's value worth? It has all the things that a website has. If I move my head over, you see we got this little, even like a chat widget icon. Of course, this is ChatGPT powered chat. So the chat widget will do all the things. These listings inside of here, just so you know, Go High Level does not have a listing integration at all. So I built my own with Rooster. You can integrate other listing providers into here. It's going to take a little bit of figuring out. You might need to use a tool like Zapier or webhooks to get all the information in and out. It is a little bit more complicated. If you were to use my version of Go High Level, because I am reselling my own version of Go High Level, you don't have to use it if you don't want to, but if you did, there is a version that comes with listings in here because to me, listings are important. So just so you guys know, I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but if you see this listings tab right here, you're not going to see this listings tab. This is custom to my Lazy Agent CRM, so this does not come with it. You don't need listings to be a successful realtor. I think property alerts help a ton, but you don't need to have listing alerts. And you can use another program, another software if you want to, but this is a custom integration that I had to build myself inside of Go High Level, which is kind of a big con, to be quite honest and quite frank. Is an apps marketplace with a couple people who are offering fully integrated IDXs. They're usually iHome Finder or IDX Broker, and the level of integration, it's not great. They are charging a lot of money and the integrations don't work very well. I heavily looked at some of those options for IDX options. I'm not a fan. I'm really not a fan, if I'm being really honest. I looked heavily into those. So yeah, if you want to explore some of those, you can, but I would just find an IDX provider that you like, and I would just integrate them yourself. Like Real Scout's a good option. You can even use like your website, like a Lofty website. Say like you're at Real Broker or maybe at EXP, and they give you a Lofty website or LPT. I know a lot of those companies give out Lofty websites. You can use one of those and you can integrate them into the CRM. So you can integrate those listings using a tool like Zapier into the Lazy Agent CRM. So you can do it. Maybe I'll make a tutorial on it someday. Let me know if you guys want that. It's a super niche thing, so I don't know if I would do that, maybe during like a live stream or something, but you can integrate other IDXs in here. You just got to do it yourself. Next up, I'm going to skip the memberships area. Memberships, unless you're selling like courses or you want like a community like school, that's what this is for, like a CRM type stuff for real estate. I don't see this really being relevant to anyone unless you plan on selling a course. You can. This is where you would do it at. It's what I use to sell my courses on. So it's there, but I'm not going to go into it because it's irrelevant. Next up is reputation. Reputation is cool because you can see like all your reviews in one place. You can create different like listing widgets for like your websites, and then listing is something called this is not like real estate listings. This is like Google My Business listing or Apple listing or anything like that. Now, this is a tool called Yext, so YEXT. It's an add-on that Go High Level charges for, but the way Yext works is it can take like your Google business profile and it could post it to everywhere. So it can post it to like Yelp and Bing and Apple and City Search and Alexa and all these other places, and it will have your listing on those places. So it's a good tool to get your listing on all websites and kind of have it in one place where you can kind of manage it all. It is kind of expensive. I've been testing it out for a while now. It works. It works. It's not my primary lead generation source, but if you want to be on more places than just Google My Business and you want to be everywhere, Yext is not a bad option. It doesn't cost extra. Cool thing about the Reputation Manager, just so you guys know, is there can be AI review responses. So you can have AI write review responses for you. So it can review, so like your Facebook and your Google reviews, it will write a response for you, which is pretty cool. And then you can also take all your reviews and have them, pair them with the social media planner tool that we have in here, or that Go High Level has in here, and you can have them be posted, have all your reviews posted to your social media. So some cool stuff in here when it comes to reviews. Next up is reporting. So this is like all your ads reporting, your Google reporting, call reporting, agent reporting, everything in here regarding reporting. And then lastly, I have something called an ads manager. Now, this is not something that you're going to have inside of your CRM, just so you guys are aware. This ads manager is an extra program that I purchased and have in here. It's like $500 a month, just because I have agents that are using my version of Go High Level, and I want to give them a powerful ads manager. Go High Level is adding their own ads manager. It's in an early beta that only a few people get to use right now. I don't have access to it. I don't know about it. But I wanted to talk about an ads manager. And even though this is not the ads manager that you would get inside of Go High Level, and hopefully it'll be available in the next couple of months, an ads manager is a really powerful tool, especially if you like running and launching ads. Because I don't know if you've ever used like Facebook Ads Manager. It is super confusing. And having an ads manager in here just makes your life easier. For example, I have a ton of templates in here in mine. Not that you need to use templates. I would recommend actually making your own ads instead. But you can come in here, you can just grab any ad that you want, or just create one from scratch, fill out some of the information, select your daily budget, add like the landing page you want them to go to, change any of your ad copy, different photos, videos, different media template, change any of like your ad copy in here, and then you hit launch. This is a much easier tool for running ads through. I really like having something like this. I'm really excited to see what Go High Level introduces here in the future. While I don't run a ton of ads in my real estate business, I usually get most of my deals organically. It is a huge value add, and it does make your life a lot easier having a really easy to use plug and play ads manager. So I'm excited to see what Go High Level has to offer here in the future. I do know it's going to be very similar to the one that I have already built in. You're going to see a couple options here. Voice AI. So this is like voice AI calling. Go High Level is coming out with their own eventually. This is actually a third-party tool, and there's lots of third-party tools that you can plug in and use. They do have an additional cost. Just real quick on voice AI, not that it's crazy relevant. I don't think it's a really good tool to use. I think it's not there yet. I think it will be. I think ChatGPT 4.0's new AI is incredibly powerful, and it's going to change AI calling forever. But until they release that API, I don't think it's worth using, but you can if you want to, because this is super customizable. You can add a ton of other stuff in here. Education and community. You're not going to see these buttons in yours. These are relevant to my CRM because I have these resources available to anyone that uses my Lazy Agent CRM. Now, let's kind of talk about some of the ugly moving forward with this CRM. All in all, this CRM is incredibly powerful. It's really, really good. I would highly recommend it, but there are quite a few cons. Because it's so customizable, it's easy to get confused and lost. There's a lot here. We've hardly touched anything. Like we've maybe gone over like 2% of what this CRM can do. And while the biggest pro is the level of customization, that can also be a con, and it could be a huge time suck. Like there's so much you can do and automate in here. It's really easy to get distracted and not do the important things inside of your real estate business, like generating leads and selling houses, right? Like it's easy to get lost in trying to automate things that probably don't really matter. That said, I do think you need to automate a ton of your business because, I mean, I do. And it definitely pays off. But I do also find myself and notice getting distracted, automating things that probably don't really matter, don't really make me any money, and don't really save me that much time. So that is kind of a trap with this CRM. Also, they have basic support. They do have support in here, which is pretty great. However, they really want you to upgrade to priority support and pay an extra $300 a month. I don't like that. I mean, I guess maybe I like that because I guess you could get extra support if you really want to, but I don't like the fact that I got to pay extra for better support. That said, the support they do have is not bad. It's all right, and you know it's fine. I pay for extra support, so I pay another company to come and do all my support for me, for all my own agents, just because I want to have better support available. So I pay like an extra like $700 a month just for a little bit of extra better support. So that is kind of a con with Go High Level. You don't have to, but it's something that I do. The AI, I know we talked about the AI. Like I said, it's more than good enough. It's better than any AI out there. Like if you need to use an AI, the Go High Level AI is absolutely incredible. But for the degree that I have my business running, I had to buy another program, which is like an extra $400 a month just to get the AI I wanted in here to automate my business the way I want it to. And it just does so much more. It's just so much better. Like it automates all my conversations over emailing, everything. It checks my calendar. Like it's super powerful. So that's kind of like another con. Like you can kind of like see like the price tag. It's getting kind of expensive on this. Additionally, some other things you should know about is Go High Level starts at $97 a month, which is great. Like you can get a lot of the tools and features you want and need, but you're not going to get things like the AI or API access or API keys or thing like that unless you spend, I think it's the $300 or the $500 a month version of Go High Level. So on their website, they have two prices. It's $97 and then there's $300 a month. But then there's a secret plan that's actually $500 a month. Obviously, you can see that I'm paying for the $500 a month plan. So, I mean, like it gets expensive after a while. I think I'm spending like, I don't know, it's like maybe $2,500 a month on Go High Level to get it to running the way I want it to. That fully automates my business. Actually, no, that's not true. It's way more than that. It's like $4,000 a month because I buy Rooster too, and that's really expensive. So like, this is an expensive CRM to run if you were to set up the way I have mine set up. I'm not saying you need to get it set up the way I do. It's just with all the extra tools that you need to add on to it, it gets really expensive, right? Now it makes sense if you got the money and can make the money to justify it, right? But realistically, Go High Level is not built for solo agents. A lot of people are using it as a solo agent CRM, and you definitely can make it work with like some of the cheaper plans that they have available. However, Go High Level fundamentally is built for people who want to design and customize their own CRM solution for other people in general. So it's really an agency model, and it's designed around being able to resell it to other people, which probably most of you as realtors are not doing. Now, that said, that doesn't mean you don't need to use it. Like when I first signed up for Go High Level, I was using it for my own personal business. And then only about 8 months ago did I start reselling it to other agents with all my systems built into it. And that's just because my system works so well. As some of you guys may or may not know, I used to use Chime fully. I still like Chime, or I think it's now Lofty. It's still a great CRM, still highly recommend it, but I know a lot of people wanted a system that was already set up, ready to go, and I was able to do that with Go High Level and build my own system that was set up and ready to go for agents who wanted something a little bit more plug and play. It's not fully plug and play. You obviously got to add your own business information, update your logo and things like that, fine tune it to the way you want it to, but it's a lot more plug and play than most CRMs. Some other cons with the Go High Level CRM, I mean, they have a really good template library that I really like for like their emails and their websites and their social media stuff. The websites, they're not great. Like you're gonna have to build your own website. You know, like they give you templates, like they give you like real estate's website templates, but you're really gonna want to build your own, which isn't the biggest con in the world, but like you're gonna need to build your own. Just let me see if I can find like a real estate one. They're not good real estate templates. Like here's a real estate, that's a wholesale. I don't want that. Real estate photography, real estate law firm, real estate agents. Here we go. Like, I mean, actually, this is actually not too bad. I should take that back. They must have updated their template library. That's another thing I do like about Go High Level is they're always updating. There's new stuff literally every single day. They're always adding new tools and features in here, although just not all of them are relevant to real estate agents because this is not a real estate CRM. This is an agency CRM. So, but it works very well as a real estate CRM. So all in all, I would say Go High Level is a great option for you if you want something that is really customizable and you want to build it the way you want it to. You have some of that technical know-how to set it up the way you want to set it up. And of course, if you don't mind spending a little bit of extra cash, getting it ran the way you want to. But again, if you're looking for something that's a lot more set up, it's not nearly as complicated as Go High Level, or if you want to just check out my version of Go High Level that I built, I would recommend watching this video here where I dive deep into how I set up my own version of Go High Level called the Lazy Agent CRM. It is heavily modified. All those extra tools and stuff, I don't charge extra for those. Those are all included. So that $4,000 a month that I'm spending, I don't pass that on to you. I just charge you a few $100 a month. And it's all set up and done for you, almost completely ready to go, like 99% done. So if you want to learn more, check out that video. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one.